You guys may remember that last week we posted a video where we updated the home point and we set the Mini 2 versus the Mini 4 to see which one will be closer upon their return home flight location. Well, anyway, I was basking in the glory of that video, and I got a comment from Mr. Raymond who informed me that apparently there's been a RC-N1 remote controller update for the DJI Mini 2. I don't know how anybody found out that this was an update because there wasn't any notification on my screen. I had to physically hit check for updates and something popped up. I don't know for sure if it even is a remote controller update. It could be a firmware update. We're gonna find out when we get out here. Oh man, it tastes like soap. Christy washed my coffee cup last night. She opened it up and she was like, "You're drinking out of this?" It's seasoned. I just want to find a place to get off the road and fly around one of these farms. I wonder if we could fly here. That could be a spot. I don't even know where we are. Kind of lost. Never been out here before. There's really no place to pull over. This looks like an area I'd get shot at if I stopped. I guess there's no better place than the present. Well, now that we found our new spot to fly, I'm going to go back and get Rose. We're going to figure out what this update's all about. I might need a new battery. I probably should have charged these batteries up. I'm going to put in a battery that's not charged so much to do the update, and then we'll get a better battery put in for the test flight. It's pretty smart. The wind here has really picked up. I need to check the air data and the UAV forecast app. I mean, there is a huge difference here between the UAV forecast and the air data app. What's the difference? It's got my location. I'm going to have to trust that Rose is going to be able to make it through this wind. All right, let's get everything started up here. Find out what this update is. Oh, well, look at that. It shows right there. I just said that. I checked this last night and it didn't say that, but I check it now and it says new DJI RC-N1 remote controller firmware available. So I'm going to install that. Let me check more. Let's see the percentage or the progress. It says optimized compatibility with Huawei Mate 60 series mobile phones. Do any of you guys have that phone? Because I don't. Never even heard of it. But we know for sure this is the remote controller. Thanks, Mr. Raymond. Firmware update successful. Restart if device powers off. So the device did not power off. Let me go fly here. I'm going to check and see if there's any firmware updates. So the RC firmware went from 0200 to 0400. I do know that. I think it was 0200 before. So let's check for aircraft firmware updates. Your firmware is up to date. Okay, cool. All right, well, I've only got 56% in this battery, so I'm going to change batteries out. I'm going to reboot everything. Be right back with you.
Home point updated.
Hey, thanks, Martha. Got everything restarted. Let me go through all these tabs here and just check and see if anything's changed on the screen. This wasn't a fly app update. This was a controller update, so there shouldn't be any changes on the screen, but you know how sometimes it changes all of your settings to something different. All right, so we're using Rose. We have the aircraft firmware of 1.07.0200, and the firmware, or the RC firmware, has updated to 4.11.0400, and we're using the fly app version of 1.12.3. What is our battery life? So we had 56% in the other battery. We've got 64% here. I think between the two batteries, we can get this test going. Let me get Rose out on the back of the truck here. Okay, so we're going to just do a normal test like we always do with these updates. I don't know what a controller update would update. I'm going to, I guess, test the sticks and make sure that they still function properly. I just don't know what would be inside this controller that needs updated. So let's get Rose started. We'll get her up in the air real quick.
Take off.
Pray that she doesn't fly away from us. Look how she's moving. That wind is strong today. Wow. Move her left and right real quick here and up and down. Back and forth. Make sure that she's at least responding to my controls. Man, she's all over the place. It's either windy or she needs an IMU update of calibration. All right, let's get her up in the air so she's not a danger to anybody or me. All right, look where we're flying. That is Bulls Hit Ranch. We're going to do the 1,200 foot test that we always do on these update videos to see if her signal is still good. So let's get going here. Fly straight out. We'll see what she can do. Well, she's flying to the left, so she does need an IMU calibration. And there she goes. How fast is she going here? 14 miles an hour in normal mode. Yeah, she's definitely hit some wind. She might have some problems today. Let me raise up just a little bit more, say 130 feet. Halfway there pretty much, and she still has a perfect signal. No problems there. She's still kind of moving to the left. I think that's the wind though. She's down to 13.5 miles an hour, so she's really hitting some pretty strong winds. I'm not getting any wind warnings though, which is good. Pretty sure she's in normal mode. All right, she's up to 17 miles an hour now, so she's gaining a little bit of speed. The speed for normal mode usually is close to, I think, 23 miles an hour, 24 maybe, or 22. But she's reached all the way out to the max distance that we've got set
Max
here.
flight distance reached.
And she still has a full signal, so that's a good thing. Let's get turned back here towards the truck, and we'll have her return home and see what she does here. Look at all this farmland out here, man. This is seriously spread out. All right, let's hit return to home, because we are right there in the middle of the screen now.
Return
She
to
should
home.
raise up a little bit and then start heading straight to us. We're gonna see how close she gets to the landing spot. But she's coming right at us. That's good. See, she's going a lot faster now on the return to home flight, so she's actually up to the max speed. So let me see if I can speed her up. She's at 24, so I'm speeding her up now to 28, almost 29 miles an hour. So yeah, I can still speed her up. That's cool. I'll pull the gimbal down and see if she does the gimbal shake. There's a truck that just passed me that was pretty loud. She's almost to us, a couple hundred more feet. I'm surprised that wind hasn't blown off the landing pad. She's pretty close. I mean, she's right there. The gimbal did do the shake. We all knew that was going to happen. So she's pretty close. That's not a bad return to home test. All right, so let me do this. Let me come down. We're going to be behind the truck. So let me get in front of the truck here. Oops. Let me go backwards so I can get in front of the truck. And let me sink down right in front of the truck here by the bike path. And we'll get set up for the droney, because this is going to be our last real test. But so far the sticks seem good. The drone is reacting really good to what I'm asking her to do. She's right there in front of us right now. I don't know if you guys can see her on the camera of the truck, but she's right in front of us. I'm going to go over to the quick shots here, and I'm going to click droney. Use the truck as the example, or as the whatever you call it, the interest, and we'll go up, say, 130 feet. So let's get started.
3, 2.
I like how this
1.
countdown is consistent, or is timed right with the numbers disappearing from the screen. With the DJI Mini 4 Pro, those are it's like off. It's weird. So far, she's keeping us in focus. Everything's good. She looks good. She's raising up like she should. It's a pretty cool droney. Pretty cool shot. You know what? I screwed this droney up. Normally I'm right over top of the truck. That wasn't smart, Kevin. Looks like we're almost done. At least we know what works, right? All right, so now she's coming back to the truck. She's returning to her original spot, and it looks like everything's working. All right, guys, well, that only took 20% battery. That didn't take very much, did it? Well, I'm going to get Rose landed and we'll have a little recap. Well, guys, from what I could tell, the update for the RC-N1 was perfectly good for us. Rose seemed to handle everything great. There was no issues at all. She was nimble. She was responsive to my controls. The only thing that I wish would happen here with one of these updates is that her IMU would stick. The calibrations that I do them pretty often with her and Jack both. And it seems like the DJI Mini 2s now, they need that calibration way more often than they used to. Because they'll just go out and they'll start veering to the left or to the right. They're just not straight. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to get some B-roll of this area. Hope that you enjoy the video. Have a great week. God bless.